They were neither kings nor gods, yet they were the ones who changed the fate of the three kingdoms, while Cao Cao rampaged across the north and Liu Bei spread his forces throughout the west. In the east, four names quietly built an empire: Zhou Yu, Lu Xun, Lu Meng, and Lu Xun, the four great admirals who safeguarded eastern Wu. One set the Yangtze River ablaze. One reshaped the battlefield with diplomacy and the stroke of a pen. One once looked down upon rose to crush Guan Yu's mighty army, and the last, despite being mistrusted, sealed the grand victory, burning down dozens of Liu Bei's camps in a single night. The three kingdoms might have survived without a few kings, but not without these men. So, what is the truth behind their legends? What does history actually record? And where does the myth end and reality begin? Watch the full video to uncover the hidden stories that the novel never told. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to join us in unveiling the secrets of the three kingdoms, where wit and loyalty, not bloodlines, decided the fate of the world. 1. Zhou Yu, the first admiral who laid the foundation for Eastern Wu's glory. Zhou Yu, courtesy name Gongjin, was born in 175 into a prestigious family with 3 generations of service to the Han dynasty. From a young age, he stood out with his strong physique, natural talents, and profound understanding of music, an early sign of his refined soul and strategic mind. His meeting and friendship with Sun Si, when both were still young, marked the beginning of a historic alliance, one of wisdom and courage that would write the first glorious chapter of Jiangdong. When Sun Si launched his military campaigns, Zhou Yu immediately led reinforcements, achieving a string of rapid, bold victories that brought the entire Jiangdong region under their control. His swift, decisive battles showcased his sharp military mind, helping Sun Si conquer 6 prefectures within just a few years. Notably, Zhou Yu was not only a fearless general, but also a loyal friend and right-hand man, always humble and never vying for credit, a rare virtue in an age rife with ambition and betrayal. After Sun Si's untimely death, Zhou Yu became the greatest pillar, supporting the fledgling court of Eastern Wu. He not only helped the young Sun Quan stabilize internal affairs, but also proposed critical strategies at decisive moments. Most notably when Cao Cao marched south under the pretense of serving the emperor. Many Eastern Wu officials urged surrender. Only Zhou Yu dared to oppose them, clearly analyzing Cao Cao's 4 fatal weaknesses: the harsh southern climate, unfamiliarity with naval warfare, exhausted troops, and overconfidence. It was Zhou Yu who emboldened Sun Quan to smash the table corner in a show of defiance, declaring their determination to resist. The Battle of Red Cliffs, one of the most famous military victories in Chinese history, stands as the ultimate testament to Zhou Yu's genius. He was not just the battlefield commander, but also the soul behind the entire plan, forging an alliance with Liu Bei and destroying Cao Cao's 200,000-strong army in a sea of flames along the Yangtze River. His masterful use of fire attacks, brilliantly coordinated with Huang Gai, demonstrated not just tactical brilliance, but also exceptional leadership. Calm, determined, and bold. After Red Cliffs, Zhou led forces to attack Jiangling, a critical stronghold in Jing province. Despite sustaining serious injuries, he persevered, maintaining the siege against Ren for an entire year. The ultimate victory with Eastern Wu, seizing Nan Prefecture, created a crucial strategic buffer in the heart of China, firmly establishing Eastern Wu's place in the Three Kingdoms standoff. More impressively, Zhou Yu excelled not only in warfare, but also in political maneuvering. When Liu Bei requested control over Nan Prefecture, Zhou Yu strongly objected, recognizing that it would serve as a springboard for Liu Bei's expansion into the western Sichuan region. He proposed a strategy of offering a marriage alliance to delay Liu Bei while isolating him from Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, a move both shrewd and forward-thinking. Though Sun Quan did not fully adopt Zhou Yu's plan, historians today still regard it as a masterstroke of foresight and diplomacy. Tragically, just as plans for an expedition into Shu were being set into motion, Zhou Yu fell gravely ill and passed away at the age of 35. Before his death, he left a crucial letter to Sun Quan urging 3 key points recommending Lu Xun as his successor, warning of the threat from Cao Cao in the north, and highlighting the growing danger posed by Liu Bei. In the West, Zhou Yu's death was a tremendous loss not only to Eastern Wu, but to the balance of power across the entire 3 kingdoms. Even more regrettable is how Zhou Yu's image was distorted by the novel Romance of the 3 Kingdoms, fictional tales of him being jealous of Zhuge Liang, dying from anger after losing to Kong Ming's wits, and the infamous lament, "Why was Zhou Yu born if Zhuge Liang also exists?" are pure inventions. History records Zhou Yu as humble, magnanimous, and principled, winning people over with virtue rather than pettiness. He was not a small-minded rival, but a true statesman and military genius. Zhou Yu, the pioneer who ushered in Eastern Wu's golden era, stands not only as a symbol of wisdom and bravery, but also as a shining example of selfless devotion to the state, sacrificing personal ambition for the greater good. Without him, Eastern Wu might have been crushed under Cao Cao's cavalry. He truly deserves his place as the foremost of the 4 great admirals, and as one of the most glorious pillars of the 3 kingdoms' history. 2. Lu Xun, the genius diplomat, who maintained the Sun Liu alliance amid the chaos of the 3 kingdoms. Lu Xun courtesy name. Zijing was born in 171 into an influential family in Huainan. Although none of his ancestors had ever served as officials, Lu Xun quickly showed the demeanor of a true gentleman, chivalrous, generous, and filled with compassion. During the turmoil caused by Dong Zhuo's tyranny, Lu Xun sold off all his possessions to aid his relatives and the impoverished people, revealing not only his noble heart, but also an early devotion to the greater good. The fateful encounter between Lu Xun and Zhou Yu at Juzhou marked a major turning point. When Zhou Yu was short on supplies, Lu Xun did not hesitate to share half of his own provisions. This act of righteousness forged a deep friendship between them, and later, after Sun Xi's death, Zhou Yu personally recommended Lu Xun to Sun Quan. Upon their first meeting, Sun Quan was immediately captivated by Lu Xun's strategic vision and intellect, spending an entire banquet discussing grand plans for the future, a rare break from the rigid formalities expected of rulers at that time. Lu Xun was the first to propose a clear strategy for Sun Quan's path to power: first consolidate Jiangdong, then capture Jing province, build a stronghold independent of the decaying Han dynasty, and finally march north to seize the central plains from Cao Cao. This vision was fundamentally identical to the Longzhong plan Zhuge Liang would later devise for Liu Bei, proving that Lu Xun had foreseen the division of the realm into 3 powers long before it became reality. When Liu Biao died and Jing province fell into Cao Cao's hands, it was Lu Xun who actively proposed the Sun Liu alliance to resist. Cao He personally traveled to Jing province to meet Liu Bei, and Zhuge Liang engaging in grand strategic discussions. Lu Xun's diplomatic approach, gentle, courteous, yet firm, successfully brought the 2 forces together, forming a strong alliance that paved the way for the famous victory at the Battle of Red Cliffs. After Zhou Yu's death, Lu Xun was appointed Grand Admiral. Though not a military expert, he demonstrated leadership by defending the 3 Gates area, directly opposing Guan Yu, one of Shu Han's most formidable generals. When disputes arose between Eastern Wu and Liu Bei over 3 commanderies in Jing province, it was Lu Xun who mediated to preserve peace. During a historic meeting with Guan Yu, he insisted that each side bring only one sword and stay 100 paces apart to avoid conflict. Even under tense conditions, Lu Xun maintained his composure and authority, forcing Guan Yu to negotiate rather than fight. Later, although Meng launched a surprise attack to seize Changsha, Lingling, and Guiyang, Lu Xun worked tirelessly to smooth over relations, ensuring that Eastern Wu kept its newly acquired territories without completely rupturing ties with Liu Bei. This demonstrated his remarkable skill in balancing diplomacy and military interests, even as both sides harbored their own ambitions. However, Lu Xun's kindness and loyalty to righteousness became weaknesses in the brutal world of Three Kingdoms politics. When Liu Bei requested to borrow Nan Commandery, Lu Xun supported it, believing in honor and promises, whereas Zhou Yu had firmly opposed the idea, foreseeing the risk of territorial loss. Predictably, Liu Bei later seized Yizhou Yi province and refused to return, Jing province placing Eastern Wu in a vulnerable position. While Sun Quan deeply valued Lu Xun's contributions, he also candidly admitted that this was the greatest flaw in Lu Xun's otherwise brilliant career. Lu Xun passed away in 217 at the age of 45. Sun Quan grieved deeply personally, attending the funeral and acknowledging that it was Lu Xun's words and strategies during that long-ago banquet that had laid the foundation for Eastern Wu's rise. Though he left few battlefield victories, history remembers Lu Xun as the one who preserved the Sun-Liu alliance, shielding Eastern Wu from a direct assault by Cao Cao through steadfast and skillful diplomacy. In authoritative records like Records of the Three Kingdoms, Sangguoji Lu Xun is praised for being stern, incorruptible, eloquent, and disciplined. In contrast, the novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms portrays him unfairly as gullible, clumsy, and merely a supporting character to Zhuge Liang or Zhou Yu, a distorted image that fails to reflect his wisdom and dedication to peace and national stability. Lu Xun was a man who didn't need to win on the battlefield to be considered a hero. He triumphed through reason, virtue, and an unwavering belief in righteousness. In the history of Eastern Wu, he was the one who kept the flame alive after Zhou Yu's death, the one who held Sun Quan's cause together during the most turbulent times of the Three Kingdoms era. 3. Lu Meng. From an illiterate poor boy to a military genius who defeated Guan Yu, Lu Meng, courtesy name Ziming, was born in 178 in Runan. His childhood was filled with hardship and poverty, but these very struggles forged him into an extraordinary general. At the age of 16, he secretly enlisted in the army under his brother-in-law, Deng Yang, a subordinate of Sun Xi. This bold decision reflected his drive for advancement and laid the foundation for one of the most remarkable rises of the Three Kingdoms era. At first, Lu Meng was just an ordinary warrior looked down upon for his humble origins and illiteracy. However, everything changed when Sun Quan's successor to Sun Si personally urged him to study if he wished to rise further. Lu Meng heeded the advice, dedicating himself to studying military classics and etiquette. Within a few years, he not only mastered the art of military leadership, but also became a strategist, respected throughout Eastern Wu. Even Lu Xun, who once dismissed him, had to admit Lu Meng's remarkable transformation, famously stating, "After not seeing a man for 3 days, one must view him with new eyes." Lu Meng's talents were not confined to books, but exploded onto the battlefield through a series of decisive victories. From suppressing the rebellious Shanyu tribes and crushing Liu Biao's forces at Jiangxia, to ambushing and pursuing Mao Chao's forces, he consistently demonstrated daring strategies and impeccable timing, particularly at the Battle of Yiling, where he collaborated with Zhou Yu to divide forces and build wooden blockades to cut off Cao's retreat. Lu Meng proved himself not only a fearless warrior, but also a seasoned military strategist. Yet, Lu Meng's most dazzling and controversial achievement was the campaign to seize Jing province and defeat Guan Yu, an event that altered the entire balance of the three kingdoms, while Guan Yu was attacking Cao Ren at Fancheng, leaving his rear vulnerable. Lu Meng feigned illness and requested retirement. His replacement, the scholarly Lu Xun, further deceived Guan Yu into lowering his guard. Taking advantage of Guan Yu's negligence, Lu Meng disguised his soldiers as merchants aboard trading vessels and secretly crossed the river, seizing all the riverbank strongholds without a fight. Thanks to this brilliant plan, Eastern Wu forces captured Jing province without bloodshed. The commanders Mi Fang and Fu Shiren, already discontent with Guan Yu, surrendered immediately. Lu Meng was not only skilled in warfare, but also excelled at winning hearts. He strictly forbade his troops from looting, personally visited civilians, distributed medicine, and respected Guan Yu's household. This policy of compassionate governance allowed him not just to conquer land, but to win over the people. His brilliance didn't stop there. After securing Jing province, Lu Meng cleverly sent envoys to probe Guan Yu's army, throwing them into total disarray. As a result, Guan Yu was unable to retreat in time, was surrounded, and ultimately perished. Alongside his son Jing, province fully fell into Eastern Wu's hands, a swift, clean, and earth-shattering victory. This triumph not only gave Eastern Wu control over the entire southern Yangtze River, but also elevated Lu Meng's prestige to new heights. He was appointed administrator of Nan Prefecture and granted the title Marquis of Shanling. Yet, he refused luxury, lived modestly, and maintained personal integrity, a rare virtue among generals of that era. His loyalty and dedication earned him the absolute trust of Sun Quan and the admiration of civil and military officials alike. Tragically, shortly after this resounding victory, Lu Meng fell gravely ill. Sun Quan grieved deeply, commissioning inner palace chambers for his treatment, summoning renowned doctors, and even dispatching Taoist priests to pray for his recovery. But all efforts were in vain. Before his death, Lu Meng ordered that all his rewards in gold and silver be returned to the state, requesting only a simple burial. He also recommended Lu Xun as his successor to the post of Grand Admiral, a wise choice that later led to Eastern Wu's stunning victory over Liu Bei at Yiling. Historical records praise Lu Meng as a man of both wisdom and courage, a disciplined leader with strategic foresight who always placed national interest above personal glory. In contrast, the Romance of the Three Kingdoms novel distorts his image, portraying him as scheming and ruthless, simply because he caused the death of Guan Yu, a revered figure. In truth, history honors him as a dedicated, righteous man, constantly learning and prioritizing the greater good over all else. Lu Meng, from a nameless soldier to the god of war of Eastern Wu, turned the tide of the Three Kingdoms with his intellect, bravery, and relentless ambition. His life stands as powerful proof that one does not need to be born into nobility to change history. With determination and effort, even an ordinary man can achieve greatness. 4. Lu Xun, the frail scholar, who became Eastern Wu's god of war and ended Liu Bei's dream of unifying China. Lu Xun, courtesy name Boyan, was born in 183 in Wu Commandery, a region in Yang province renowned for its scholarly traditions and loyalty. Born into a once prominent family that had been defeated by Sun Si, Lu Xun grew up amid the painful memories of his lineage's downfall, yet he did not let hatred consume him. Instead, he chose to rise above, rebuilding his family's honor through intellect and loyalty amid the chaos of his era. In his youth, Lu Xun stood out for his refined demeanor, deep understanding of governance, and skill in discourse, attracting the early attention of Sun Quan, who married Sun Si's daughter to him to strengthen their alliance. However, Lu Xun's true talent only shone when Eastern Wu faced existential threats from both Cao Cao and Liu Bei. In 219, when Guan Yu led forces northward to attack Cao Ren at Fancheng, Lu Meng feigned illness and recommended that Lu Xun succeed him as Grand Admiral, an appointment that seemed risky for a nameless scholar. Thanks to Lu Xun's strategies, Eastern Wu successfully completed the surprise campaign to seize Jing province. He cleverly wrote letters to Guan Yu using humble, flattering language, while warning of Cao Cao's threat, luring Guan Yu to focus entirely on the north and neglect his rear. When Mi Fang and Fu Shiren, the commanders guarding Jing province, had already grown resentful, Lu Meng's assault sealed their quick surrender. Lu Xun swiftly advanced, capturing surrounding regions and establishing a defensive position at Yiling to cut off Guan Yu's return. He played a key role in trapping Guan Yu, leading to his capture and execution. Although this victory stabilized Eastern Wu, a greater threat soon loomed from the west. Infuriated by Guan Yu's death, Liu Bei personally mobilized 40,000 troops and launched a vengeful eastern campaign. Ignoring all objections from his advisors, Liu Bei pressed forward rapidly, capturing Wuxian and Xiuku. Advancing toward Yiling, Sun Quan appointed Lu Xun as Grand Admiral, commanding 50,000 soldiers to confront the Shu forces. However, many of Eastern Wu's older generals, particularly those loyal to Sun Si's legacy, looked down on Lu Xun for his scholarly background and passive approach. Unshaken, Lu Xun calmly observed the battlefield. He noticed that the Shu forces, intoxicated by early victories, had set up dozens of sprawling camps stretched across 700 li, about 350 kilometers, forming an elaborate but dangerously vulnerable network. For half a year, Lu Xun refused to engage, enduring mockery and disdain, patiently waiting for the right moment. Finally, on a night of strong winds, Lu Xun ordered a full-scale fire attack, burning down the Shu camps in a massive inferno. Panic spread through Liu Bei's forces. Lu Xun immediately unleashed a ferocious pursuit, annihilating the enemy at Meng Mountain, killing tens of thousands. The Battle of Yiling became not only the crowning achievement of Lu Xun's military career, but also one of Eastern Wu's greatest victories. It utterly crushed Liu Bei's dream of revenge, forcing him to retreat to Baidicheng, where he died shortly afterward. The battle extinguished Shu Han's hope of unifying China and solidified the tripartite balance between Wei Shu and Wu. Despite this triumph, Lu Xun remained humble and cautious. When some generals proposed taking advantage of the momentum to invade Shu further, Lu Xun firmly opposed, warning that if Wu and Shu exhausted each other, Wei would strike and destroy them both. His foresight proved correct, saving Eastern Wu from disastrous overextension. Under Sun Quan's reign, Lu Xun was promoted to Grand Commander, overseeing the defense of Jing province and stabilizing both the western and northern frontiers. He also advocated for reduced taxes, lighter punishments, and agricultural development, proving himself as adept at governance as he was at warfare. However, his loyalty would later bring personal tragedy. During the succession dispute between Sun He and Sun Ba, Lu Xun, out of a sense of righteousness, passionately opposed the improper removal of the crown prince. His sternly worded letters angered Sun Quan, who gradually distanced himself from Lu Xun. Lu Xun died in 245 at the age of 63, a sorrowful end for a loyal and talented statesman. Before his death, he returned all his rewards and requested a simple funeral. Even after his passing, Sun Quan remained uneasy about Lu Xun's legacy, partly due to Lu Xun's marriage into Sun Si's family, a lineage Sun Quan always regarded with caution.
History remembers Lu Xun as a brilliant, loyal, and cautious strategist, someone who knew when to advance and when to retreat. but not as a deft political manipulator, which ultimately led to his melancholic fate.
In Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Lu Xun's image is somewhat distorted. Although credited with the destruction of Liu Bei's great army, he is portrayed as haunted by Guan Yu's ghost, clouding his real achievements. In truth, Lu Xun was a formidable strategist, transforming from a timid scholar into Liu Bei's nightmare, a living symbol of triumph through wisdom, patience, and vision.
Lu Xun, the man who ended Shu Han's dream of conquering China, stands as a powerful testament that one does not need fame from the beginning. As long as one seizes the right moment, history will carve their name in fire and blood,